Hello and welcome. This is going to be my review of the Games Workshop Warhammer 40,000 Imperial Knights Codex, this one here. I am a sucker for these models. I'm a sucker for what they've done. Really like the model, really like the background and everything, so I went and bought all three of the books. You might not have seen many reviews or unboxings of the companion, and that will be in a separate video. See below or click wherever on this screen to find the review of that, where I look through that. But this video will be about the codex. If you don't already know, I think you can still get these three books in one basket, maybe. If you can't, you just add all three of them to your basket, something like that. But they've got the codex, they've got the novel, or novella, as I would rather call it, which is 125 pages. Paper is not the best quality, but it's hardback and it's light as anything. But it's by Graham McNeill. Everybody loves Graham McNeill. I love Dan Abnett, but I also really like Graham McNeill. And you can get the Imperial Knight companion. Now, one of these is, I think, 25. That's 15. And I think that's a whopping 45. So check out my review and overview of the companion to find out whether that is worth the £45. So first things first, I really like the look of this codex. I think it's incredible. I love the artwork. I love the raised print. Why haven't they done that for Legion of the Damned? Because Legion of the Damned, you could have a few different models, you could have a few special characters, and you could make... I think there's enough content out there to make a codex for Legion of the Damned, but like a hardback one, a physical copy, not a digital one. But anyway, this review is about the Imperial Knight Codex. You can already tell it's a very, very thin codex. I think this comes under about 60, well, it says 64 pages there, so it's very, very thin. I would say that the hardback pages, the front and the back, are probably together almost as large as the thin pages in between. And that's really rule number one in bookmaking. Never make hardback where the front and back cover are thicker than the pages in there. But that's just my opinion. More hardbacks the better is my other philosophy. So you open this up, you get this really nice artwork in here. You get your introduction. Essentially it says it's by Matt Ward because it says produced by Games Workshop Studio, and that's just your new acronym for Matt Ward, because they don't like, they don't like people, they don't like to have a one person responsible for hate and all the rest of it. So they'd rather have everybody collectively responsible, which is fine. A large corporation is much easier to point a finger at, like Microsoft, than like one particular individual. But anyway, that's a completely different story. Nice little introduction, how the codex works. Like you need that explaining. Really nice cover there, or artwork. And then it essentially just goes through the little bit of the history of the Imperial Knights and the notable knight worlds, and then it goes through the knightly houses. So it gives you some colour schemes. I won't go through all of them, but you basically got your blue, red and yellow, or blue, red, and then a colour of your choosing, which includes like purple or possibly even pink. They're your free blades. You got some nice purple one there. I really like that one. I might do mine purple. I'm still thinking about it. And then you've got these the history, lots of backstory and things, history of things that don't really exist, which I always find fascinating about history. Got this really nice bit of artwork here, and then some more nice covers to show off their painting and gallery, you know, which is fine. You know, it's going to be nice in future Apocalypse books that you're going to have these now in there, which is going to be fantastic. Because these, coupled with other Titans, it's just going to be brilliant. It gives you, on page 58, it gives you the rules of Knightly Host, but really it's different name of Super Heavy Walker rules, and about your destroyer weapons and how severely overpowered they are compared to anything else in the game. You know, no saves, no, you know, on a 2+, basically you just remove the model, you might as well. But that means that hopefully we'll get to a stage where all different races have their equivalent of like an Imperial Knight. And remember, these things are like almost 400 points. I think they're 300, yeah, 300 something points there. And that's it really. For the whole codex, just 2 models. I mean, it's a little bit of a cheek because that is it. It's a load of pictures, some fluff, and then 2 models, which are the same kit. So it's one model. Let's face it, it's one model, but with different configurations. I think it is a bit cheeky doing that. I mean, the only way that I think one model could have one codex, because it is one model, is the Emperor. If they release the Emperor, he would have to have his own codex, and it would have to be hardback. And even then, I think it would run at over 60 pages. But either way, a little bit cheeky now that you got two models for one codex, but they have done it quite quickly to make a lot of money as normal. They have really, in a big way, ignored the other Imperial Knights. I would have loved to have seen what is it, the Lance Knight or the Crusader Knight. Let's have a look. Yeah. The Crusader, Castellan and Lancer. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Games Workshop. You want to, you know, the Paladin and the Errant are the best of all worlds. But these models are so cool. They're really, really awesome. And I know that Forge World will be selling stuff with you guys as well before long. And I understand that they'll be it's up to them to be making all the little changes to this plastic kit, to include like the, you know, the full firepower version and the full armor version of a knight. But I would have really have liked to have seen all of the 5 knight models in this codex. That would have, you know, surpassed my expectations and really brought this really made this codex whole. Because I think what you're going to get is you're going to get an Imperial Knight. You're going to get Forge World that are going to make some modifications and some upgrades to the plastic kits, and then they're going to make their own book. I mean, I'd much rather if it was all finished and you had everything in here, but alas, you don't. So for the short term, at least, if you like the new models like I do, and a lot of other people do, this is the codex for you. If you're new to Warhammer 40k and you like giant robots, you've been brought up on Transformers or whatnot, this might be the army for you. It's relatively cheap army to make, to start up from scratch. Essentially, you could really start it with 2 or maybe 3 models, because 3 models is going to be about what, 1,200 points. So. Yeah, it's and for a whole army, really, that would be what, £250. I think you pay more than that for an army, and £250 is 3 models. That's not going to take you that long to spray and paint, and then you've got an army, a legitimate army with this codex. So yeah, a little bit peeved that there's only 2 models in there, but I really love the models, and I definitely like what GW are doing with this. But in a way, it would be no different having this codex than if you made a completely separate codex for the Wraith Knight, one with pulsars and one with the or the Sonic Lances, whatever they're called. Sorry if I've got that wrong. I know I get annoyed when people say the weapon's wrong on 40k videos, but it's been a long day. Or the Sun Shield and the sword that he's got. So it would be the same as that. The thing is with the Wraith Knight, I think you've got Sun Cannon and Storm, the Sun Shield or whatever it's called. You've got the you've got the one with the blade as well, and then you've got the 2 pulsars or whatever they're called. So you've actually got like 3 configurations. But it's just a little comparison that I haven't seen many people talk about. But I understand that they're completely separate. I just would have liked to have seen all 5 of them. But anyway, if you really like the model and you want to start an army, or if you've got an Imperial army, Imperial Guard, Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, whatever they're called now, or Grey Knights, yeah, this is probably the book for you, because it's got the rules in and it's got a good backstory. And there we are. So one of these codexes, this thin one, set you back £25. But if you want to use them and you want to have the models, you kind of really need the codex. So hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful, taken on board some of my points. Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for watching. The Emperor Protects.